Welcome to the Hemlock State Explorer. We are glad you're with us in Holtwood, Pennsylvania along the Susquehanna River. We are picking up from our earlier adventure to the historic Lock 12 area and lime kiln. And we're picking up the trail today along the Mason-Dixon Trail, heading up to Mill Creek, where we hope to see some voluminous waterfalls on account of the heavy rain recently, some scenic river vistas, including the Holtwood hydroelectric plant, and then we'll follow the Mason-Dixon Trail that hooks up with McCall's Ferry Nature Preserve, a beautiful ravine along a tributary to the Susquehanna, where we'll see some wonderful woodland walking. So stick with us. We have a packed adventure on this rainy and beautiful spring day. Okay, we are at Mill Creek, and our first point of interest is this waterfall where you have these rocks set upright and then another big flat rock on top of it. We've had a lot of rain recently, hence the voluminous flow, and we're actually underneath the bridge to the road, and we're going to be traveling up along that ravine, and as you can see there are more cascades, so this is exciting. Let's get to it. We are at the bridge above Mill Creek, and you hear those cascades calling your name. You can actually walk here via the Mason-Dixon Trail from Lock 12, or you can also walk here via this road. But you can also drive and park right here, as you see that vehicle doing, if you're not interested for the walk along the Mason-Dixon Trail, or rather if you just want to get to the falls quickly. However, I would really recommend exploring those ruins at Lock 12, and then right behind us, beyond that bridge, is the ruins of a mill or a factory. But you can see from the blue blazes, the Mason-Dixon Trail is going to veer off the road now and follow Mill Creek, and I'm really hoping to show you a nice waterfall. Just a minute or two walk from the bridge is Mill Creek Falls. Look at those cascades, high flowing water on account of the rain. So the trail was very easy, slightly uphill, but really not much of an incline. Certainly easy access. I encourage you all to get out here. Even if you're not in great physical shape, this is a beautiful roadside waterfall. Here is a shot closer to the falls. Let's take that in. All right, here is the upper waterfall. It is thundering. Glorious. Here's a view downstream. Water is really flowing. Love those cascades. Let's go back upstream. So when you visit here, I recommend doing so on a dry day, because we did have a gravity assist getting down here on these big slabs of schist rock. Were quite slippery, so exercise extreme caution, but be sure to get out here just on a dry day. And here's yet another beautiful cascade. Look at those multiple channels of water flowing. Like many streams in this area, they form multiple waterfalls and small cascades as they tumble down the Piedmont cliffs into the Susquehanna. It looks like there is more up above. What a great adventure, and we are not even a mile in yet. All right, let's see what else we can find on the Mill Creek Trail. Here is yet another beautiful scenic cascade. Here is a last set of scenic cascades. One in the foreground. I love how the water just sheets over the top of that rock. And then one in the background. And after this, the trail departs from Mill Creek and heads to the top of the hill. But wait, there's more. I see through the foliage as the trail curves and another stream flows into Mill Creek, another waterfall. Let's see if we can get across the creek and get a close-up view. I have to issue a correction. There is yet another waterfall, even more glorious, but you have to cross Mill Creek as it bends around the hill. The trail departs from Mill Creek at that point, but just cross the creek before heading uphill and follow the path back to this waterfall. If you can't see it from the trail, you can certainly hear it. Okay, so Mill Creek isn't done yet. As we were crossing the stream, the tributary to Mill Creek, we saw another waterfall in the distance. So we discovered a waterfall on the way to a waterfall. The trail is up there. You can actually see a gentleman hiking on it, but there's really no good way to get down here that I can see from the trail, so you have to walk through the stream. Seems to be the easiest way, but if you don't mind wet feet, it is worth it. And for your viewing and listening pleasure, here is a close-up. Rather than taking the Mason-Dixon Trail up the hill, you can cross the stream at a location we'll share with you at hemlockstateexplorer.com, and you can follow a red blaze trail up to the relatively new parking lot from the Lancaster County Conservancy. Along the way, you'll follow the stream and encounter more cascades like this. There's also a very easy gravel walking area at the top of the hill by the parking lot, and a yellow blaze trail that makes a circuit back down to this red trail. Here's a small waterfall we found along the red trail. Here we are at the top of the hill, and as you can hear, there are raging waterfalls down below, which we just had the pleasure of experiencing. But at the top of the hill, looks like there's a fireplace. Pretty rocky here, so I don't know if you'd want to set up camp unless you were hammock camping. But at any rate, not much to write home about, just a rocky clearing at the top of the hill. We have come to a power line cut, affording us a view of the Holtwood Dam and the raging water that we've been hearing for most of our hike. Alright, we will continue in the direction of McCall's Ferry. Thanks for joining us on our adventure to the many waterfalls and cascades of Mill Creek. This is part 2 of our 3-part adventure, so be sure to join us as we explore McCall's Ferry, and you can check out all of our adventures at hemlockstateexplorer.com. Until next time, we can't wait to see you on our next adventure.